Hey guys, back with another tutorial. I'm doing this look inspired by Msqueeniirozenblad. Really gorgeous purpley mauve pink look. So I'm starting out by priming my eye with Stilo Eyeshadow Base in Medium, and then I'm going to go into my Urban Decay Elements palette to start the pinkish tones. It's first a light pink in my crease, like a transition shade, and then I go in with a darker pink to kind of deepen it out a little bit. So this is the way I like to do my shadow. I like to go from like broad to deep. So here I am going in with another deeper color from the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. And this is like a smudger brush, so I can fit it really in the crease. Now I move to the lid. I'm using a mixture of like these iridescent purple tones. I'm using it with a flat brush. Use these kind of colors wet because they really maximize the impact. And at this point, I started to put on some Urban Decay liquid glitter liner, which is my favorite way to put on glitter on the eyes. It's so easy and mess free. This is like a rose gold. I love their Midnight Cowboy shade. And then I use this iridescent kind of opal shade from e.l.f. on the inner tear duct. I will say that this look at this point was not what I wanted, and I was like, no. It's starting to look a little muddy, so don't wipe away, just kind of work with what you got. So here I am using the Holy Grail palette from Violet Voss to kind of smoke the eye out a little bit. And it's kind of transforming into another look at this point. So I put down some inglot gel liner, and this is when I realized that this gel liner is dried out. So I'm like struggling a little bit with it, so you'll see how I fix that. But I put this down as a base, and then that's when I decide I'm going to smoke this out. Smoking out your wing makes everything look cuter. So I'm using this Mayron palette. The black in here is really good, and I'm using this teeny pencil brush to do a smoked out wing. And then to make it even more black, I'm using Urban Decay Perversion Liner. This is such a good black liner. I love it. So that's going to really make it look nice and deep. And then I use a wet wipe on my finger just to kind of get a really perfect clean line. Looks so much better now. So now I'm going to go ahead and reapply the glitter that I kind of lost with all of the eyeshadow application. So I just kind of pat it on, and like if I have to, I'll use my finger to pat it out. Alright, so now we can move to the brows, and this is, I'm trying to do a little bit more of a perfect brow, so I'm using a pomade. I use Soft Brown from Anastasia, and I like to outline the brows and then fill them in. So this is a really good color for my kind of caramelly highlights. And then I go ahead and use a really teeny brush to conceal to make them look nice and neat. The concealer was way too light above my brow, but I blended it out. So usually I would use something skin tone, but I think I was trying out some new concealers. I like to use only a little bit of concealer for this. I know some people go ham with it, but if you use just the right amount, you don't have to spend 5 years blending it out. So this is a great highlighter for my brow bone. So the concealer works to clean up the brows, it works to highlight my brow, and then I have to blend it out now because it's too light above, but we'll make it work. So once that's all blended out, you can resume the eyeshadow. I use this matte cream shade on my brow bone from Violet Voss, their Holy Grail palette, and then I go in with more of an iridescent shimmery shade in the highest point of the brow bone. That way it's just a little bit of shimmer right there. See how it kind of lifts the brow up a little bit? I don't usually do black in my waterline anymore, but I was going glam for this look, so I put that Urban Decay Perversion. And on my face I'm using a liquid illuminizer from L'Oreal to give my skin glow, honey. I love a dewy finish. So I put kind of like a medium rose gold tone on, and then I put this bronzy tone on the outside. These are techniques I learned from the Danessa Myricks masterclass. So it's kind of like I'm priming my skin with tinted luminizers for the highlight and contour that goes later. So the foundation I'm using is Armani Luminous Silk. I really need to read up on this because I'm almost out. But I like it because it's really dewy and it just lays on the skin so beautifully. So I'm applying that, and then I go in with a little corrector from Ben Nye. Really want a flawless under eye finish, so the corrector really brightens up. And then once that's all nice and blended out, I'm going to go ahead and highlight. So here I am just blending away. Make sure you get that net, girls and guys, because you want to make sure that everything is flawless. Not just the eyes, you want the face too. I use the same concealer I've been using in all my tutorials, which is Urban Decay All Nighter. It's just very convenient. The shade is nice and light enough, nice and yellow enough. So whenever I blend it on my nose, I like to use my finger because it's small. And then for everywhere else, I'll use like a bigger brush. So in this case, I lightened it up with a little bit of a Makeup Forever highlighter, or Makeup Forever concealer because I wanted to just be a little bit lighter since I am going for a glam look. And this is that big pointed concealer brush that I said I like to use because it makes it nice and fast to go under my eye. So I try not to put too much concealer on my chin and middle of my forehead because I usually use what's ever left on the brush to help blend it out. So now we're using a little bit of banana powder from Afra, and then I'm using Hourglass, their dim, the dim powders to kind of give a glow. Set the rest of the face with carfax pressed powder. Then we're going fast, honey. We're going right into the bronzer. This is Mineral Skin Finish Give Me Sun from MAC. So this is giving me that first level of contour, that bronze. I'm using a Real Techniques bronzer brush. And this is going to give shape to the face, but not too, not cutting the face because I just want to give a glow. So just get that perimeter and then go in with a deeper contour powder. This is from Sleek. And I use a smaller contour brush just to get the hollows. And this is what's going to make you look skinny. So I'm just blending that in to that bronzer that I put first. And it goes kind of at the lowest point and then fades in nicely into that lighter bronzer. Getting the jawline too. So I usually don't spend this much time on my skin, but I actually wore this look to IMATS and I want it to be really flawless. Blend, blend, blend. The key with blending your contour is to overblend because nobody wants those harsh lines. So I rehydrated my face with some rose water, and I'm using one of my favorite blushes from the line. Their mineralized blushes are bomb, and when you put a mineralized product over like a wet face from that rose water, it really makes them look even more dewy. So I applied that on my cheeks, and this is a Hakuhodo blush brush. And then I'm using the Pics highlighter. These highlighters are so pretty and very pigmented. I'm using them with my Sedona Lace Luxe Essentials cheek brush. So once you finish the face, that's when you can finish your lower lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and smoke it out. I'm using like a deep purple tone from the palette. And then I go underneath with a little bit of that berry tone. Always use 2 colors on your lower lash line because it makes it blend so much nicer. A deep shade at the base and a blender shade underneath. And then I reapply that glitter just to kind of make sure it's not erased from all that blending. Lashes, mascara. The lashes really make the look. So I think I use Cocoa Lashes in Goddess, which is one of my go-to styles. And I'm hitting the upper waterline so there's no gaps between my eyes, my eyes and the lash line. So that's called tight lining. Okay, so the lips is a very precise ombre. I use a really deep lip liner. This is what Msqueeniirozenblad used. It's called Alkaline from Urban Decay. And then I really spend a lot of time trying to blend it into a lighter pink nude, and that's going to give a really nice ombre, like a mauve berry ombre. So I definitely have to break out the lip brush for this, reapply the lip liner, and continue to blend it so it doesn't look like a harsh line. It looks more like a fade. And definitely conceal around those lips. You want it to be flawless. So this is definitely an Instagram look, like that mauve kind of lip look. So here I am just kind of blending around it. I prefer to do an ombre on the lips. I just think it's really flattering. Dark on the outside, light in the middle. So this is pretty much the look. You know, I'm just cleaning up the outside. I'm going to undo my pink curls, throw on an outfit, do a little Tatcha Luminous Mist Setting Spray, which is like almost out. And this is the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to check out my blog, makeupbyronrun.com, for a full post with pictures and all that good stuff. And until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.